Ciao ragazzi, I'm Roberta, chef at Pasta Evangelist, and today I got a very special guest.
Buongiorno, Roberta.
Buongiorno, Finn.
My name is Finn. I'm one of the 3 co-founders of Pasta Evangelists, and today I'm very excited to be joining the one and only Chef Roberta as we take on an Anglo-Italian-American classic.
Yeah, what are we gonna make today?
We're making mac and cheese, a very special version.
Nice.
I've brought a few of my favourite ingredients from England to the party, and I hope you're going to welcome them into your Italian cooking.
Absolutely. I have also got my Italian ingredients. So let me show you quickly. Let's go through the ingredients for this amazing mac and cheese. So I got the base, which is going to be the bechamel with the milk, butter and flour. Of course, a pinch of salt. Then I got Parmesan cheese. I got some pecorino, some breadcrumbs, the dry pasta, and I got the beautiful black truffle. What about you, my dear?
Well, I'm starving already, and you've already outdone me, unfortunately. We've got some very English classics here. We've got brilliant red Leicester cheese. Have you had red Leicester before?
Well, I'm curious to know why he got this strong color.
I believe they add something called annatto, which sounds very Italian, annatto, to the cheese, which gives it the red colour. But it doesn't taste different because of the redness, you know, it's just because it's just the colour. Then we've also got another English classic, which is extra mature cheddar cheese, which has a very, very strong flavour. You know, Brits like this strong flavour,
yeah.
as you know. And then last but not least, maybe not very traditional, but we have mustard.
Okay.
How do you say mustard in Italian?
Mostarda.
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 So we've got English, of course, mustard for our Anglo-Italian inspired fare today.
I'm really curious, that's what I told you before. I really wanted to try with some mustard. So, we are ready.
What do we start with?
We start with the bechamel. So, I have already put the pan on. What I'm gonna do, I don't want the pan to be too hot, otherwise I'm going to burn completely the butter. Let's start with 4 tablespoons of butter.
A good way to start.
Of course, how much you love the butter, my dear. And it's gonna give you a really nice and creamy sauce. So the base, it's a kind of bechamel, the bechamel sauce. And we're going to melt completely the butter. And then we're going to add about 4 tablespoons of flour. That's what is going to give us a really nice and creamy sauce.
And Roberta, what type of flour are we using? Can we use any flour for a bechamel or something specific?
I normally use plain flour, but if I have the 00 flour, the one that I use for
your pasta.
Exactly,
you can also use that.
It works
Wonderful.
Anyway, it's absolutely fine. I'm just going to now add the flour. So as
it smells fantastic already,
the butter
guys.
is
really delicious.
Make sure you don't burn at this stage, otherwise, you know, it's gonna give you a little bit of back taste that you don't really want it to add to the bechamel. So we are going to do this nice and thick consistency before adding then slowly the milk. I just need to use, grab me your tissue, how you call it?
This?
Yeah.
A napkin?
A napkin.
Is that a napkin? I think it's a napkin.
Yes. So once we have this consistency, look my love, I'm going to add slowly the milk. We are ready. So I have melted all the butter and flour. So now slowly I'm going to continue to add the milk until I want a bechamel this time, Finn, to don't be too thick because we are going to add all the cheeses, so it's going to be much thicker. So I'm just gonna cook it slowly and keep an eye on because it's very tricky, this sauce. it's pretty simple, but you can get, if you don't watch it, can burn easily, and then unfortunately you need to start again, and you don't want to start again with this, yeah?
And Chef Roberta, if the bechamel's too thick, we're going to have a mac and cheese that's dry, is that right?
You are correct, my dear, because then in the oven is going to continue to dry out, so it's better to leave it a little bit more liquid. And as I say, all the cheese will absorb the milk. It's something that probably you are the best of doing this job, my dear.
Adding cheese, I can always add cheese.
No, you can just stir it, the bechamel.
I can stir, happily.
Yes, you stir.
We swap?
We can swap it. And you can stir the bechamel and slowly, even I put it on a low, medium heat. So, and this is a good workout as well.
It's a very good workout.
Fantastic. Finn, this is a Pasta Evangelists classic recipe.
Roberta.
So tell me a little bit more about it.
So, mac and cheese was born for Pasta Evangelists in 2018, Roberta. And it was born because we like to have celebrations throughout the year at Pasta Evangelists. And one of the celebrations that we wanted to do was for 4th of July, which is American Independence Day. And of course, you know, the United States has a massive diaspora of Americans, people who, as you know, left the south of Italy in the 19th century, millions and millions of Italians from Sicily, from Napoli, and they took with them, you know, the Italian food heritage. So mac and cheese, although we think of it as a sort of, you know, American dish, really the heart and soul of mac and cheese, if not the, you know, the English cheeses, is quite Italian in spirit. So we did our first mac and cheese with Black Truffle, which we have here, for 4th of July 2018, and our customers said, we love it. And it's been on the menu ever since, and that's what we're preparing today.
Fantastic, that's so great. So guys, before we get the sauce too thick, now we're gonna switch it off, because let me show you the consistency. It's really nice and liquid. So you can switch it off, my dear. And we're gonna keep these aside.
Over to you, Chef Roberta.
Thank you so much, my love. And well done, well done. It's, as I say, very nice and liquid. We're just gonna keep it now. Let's keep the heat a little bit low, otherwise if we add the cheese straight away, will not melt properly, and you're not gonna have the same nice and milky, creamy mac and cheese.
It's going to coagulate.
Bravissimo, bravissimo. Today I got also somebody that support me with the English language, which is amazing. Allora, we are ready.
The bechamel's ready. What's next?
Now we have to cook, of course, the pasta. Of
course.
Today we are using macaroni, which is a dry pasta. You can use also, you know, the mezze maniche, pennette as well.
D'Italy?
D'Italy, yes. D'Italy. I will choose probably the larger one. So it's that's very, very typical for the mac and cheese, this shape of pasta. It's called macaroni. So I will prepare the water. The water is ready. I'm just gonna cook the pasta, sorry, and then you can slowly, because now we have the bechamel, it's much more creamy. And this, look, it is creamy, but it's still got...
too creamy.
Exactly. The things that we forgot, my love, is a pinch of salt as well.
Of course. It's easy enough to solve.
Yes, I'm going to also put the, as I say, I'm going to cook the pasta. Whenever we are cooking the pasta for al forno, which is a baked pasta, not only for mac and cheese, we always check the minutes on the package. So if it says 11 minutes, I will cook always 7, maximum 8, because it's going to then...
Cook more in the oven.
So as I say, Finn, you remember?
Salty as the Mediterranean.
Ma fantastico. There is also a rule about, you know, how much salt. If the pasta takes longer, then you don't add so much salt, because the pasta will take longer to cook. If I have a pasta that cooks in 2 minutes, then I'm gonna have a very, very salty water. So we are ready to go in, and you can, my love, slowly add the cheese and also your secret ingredient.
My secret ingredient. Wonderful. So we'll start with the red Leicester cheese, lots and lots of it, a good few handfuls.
Okay.
This is my favourite cheese in the world, you know. And can I tell you a little secret about red Leicester?
Please, please.
Promise you won't tell anyone, huh?
No, I'm not going to tell anyone.
So red Leicester is one of my favourite cheeses, even amongst the Italian cheeses, you know, compared with Parmesan, Pecorino, which I love, and mozzarella, of course, but there's something so special about red Leicester, you know. I'm from Newcastle, northeast of England, so quite a hearty cuisine where I'm from, but I have memories, you know, getting out of bed in the middle of the night when no one was watching and going down to the fridge, cutting myself a big wodge of red Leicester cheese, and sometimes even taking it back to bed with me, which is terrible, I know, but it's just such a wonderful cheese, as we will see when we dive into our mac and cheese.
It's and how was growing up in North England, and what was your favorite food?
I mean, I must say, Chef Roberto, I know you're from Puglia, which has some of the best foods in the world. Newcastle's not so esteemed on the gastronomic scene, I have to admit.
But you got a nice seafood.
We do. If you go, so Newcastle's about 20 minutes from the coast, and there you get, in my opinion, the best fish and chips in the UK. Very fresh.
Nice.
You know, a lot of freshly caught fish, also seafood, which is great. But I think the traditional foods of Newcastle, something called a stotty.
Okay, I never
heard. What a
heard.
stotty is, Roberta?
No.
I think you'd quite like it, actually.
Really?
Yeah. So stotty, it's like a big bun, and it's quite traditional in Newcastle to have a bacon stotty or an egg and sausage stotty. It's quite a hefty bread piece, but they're very tasty. And then we have Rolos. Believe it or not, are made in Newcastle.
Okay.
We also have something called peas pudding.
No.
Not so nice. I can't even tell you what it is. It's not very nice, but we're getting there. But no, Roberta, today my favourite secret ingredient to add to mac and cheese is English mustard.
Okay, which is very unusual for me to know as an ingredient. That's why I was a little bit surprised when I saw, but I'm very curious to know because it has a strong flavour, so he's going to give you that little...
It does. It just adds that little punch. The trick is not to use too much mustard, or as Roberta says, with it being so strong, it can be quite overpowering.
Okay.
You know, if you eat horseradish or too much mustard or wasabi, it can sort of go through your nose.
It can cover also all the beautiful taste of the cheese. Indeed. And so you have added all the, wow, it's so cheesy, so creamy. Really, really nice. We're just waiting for the pasta. As I say, I will take the pasta. I will just get ready when it's really nice and al dente.
Al dente?
Yeah. But I'm sure you also growing up eating some Italian food in your area.
I call it pseudo-Italian food.
Okay.
I think I like the rest of Brits and also Australians, Americans have, and don't hate me for saying it.
No, I will not.
We were eating spaghetti bolognese.
Okay.
Which, of course, Roberta's laughing. Not Italian. I learned this several years ago. You know, Italians, they don't eat spaghetti with the ragu bolognese.
We prefer other shapes of pasta, of course.
I think you're being polite, no, when you say that you prefer Roberta. This is not tolerated in Italy, is
it? Because you know, Finn, now you know that how fussy we are about shapes of pasta. Like,
I do.
Each
I really
sauce has to go really with a specific pasta. But yeah, I'm sure it's one of the classic here in UK to have spaghetti bolognese.
Very. We also like pesto. But I think in the UK, pesto is often made without the traditional ingredients. I see people making pesto with cashew nuts, with sometimes red Leicester cheese.
Okay.
I've tried it. Okay. Worked surprisingly well, actually.
Oh, all right.
That was only because we didn't have pecorino or parmesan, so we improvised because we had a pesto urge, you know.
Absolutely. And if you, of course, I have bring you some of the Italian cheese.
Oh, fantastic. Should we add some?
Of course.
Of course.
I will just suggest you to add a little bit of parmesan.
Prego. This is your contribution, Chef Roberta.
I will, and of course I will sprinkle a little bit on top. I love to sprinkle parmesan on top. Pecorino, Finn, it's You know how,
cheese.
yes, and you know how sharp is the flavor of pecorino compared to the cheeses that we have added today? Pretty sweet, I will say.
They're sweet but strong, aren't they? And this brings a different dimension because pecorino is very salty and tangy.
Exactly. That's why we didn't add too much salt into the bechamel. And now you can continue to stir it. So I have added my 2 cheeses just to get it into, you know, just to
bring an Italian dimension.
Exactly, to have it Italianità into the mac and cheese. I have to try the pasta and see if it's enough al dente to be then ready to mix with the cheesy sauce. It's perfect. It's really the perfect time to then mix with, but we need to add the secret ingredient first.
We certainly do.
How much you gonna add, my love? Just
mustard, I want 1 heaped teaspoon, so a very big teaspoon of mustard. Like this.
Fantastic. And then you continue to...
I'm just gonna mix that through. It gives it a wonderful color as well. Oh, I just love mustard.
It smells really nice as well. Ragazzi, now I'm gonna add my secret ingredient.
Ooh.
I mean, it adds a lot of taste to the mac and cheese, so I'm gonna add some of the black truffle. I grate it first, and then I will also shave it into the creamy cheese sauce. As I say, you can really use as much as you wanna. More truffle you add, more it's gonna be stronger.
The more truffly, the more truffle, the more truffly.
But to be careful because it's very strong flavor, especially because we got already the cheeses which were pretty strong.
This is going to be a flavor explosion, isn't it? Between cheese and truffle.
Oh, look at this. So
beautiful.
We got and the pasta is ready, my love?
The pasta's ready, Chef Roberta. So I'm just going to decant the pasta now into the tray, ready for your cheesy extravaganza.
Fantastico. This is so nice. Whenever you add a fresh truffle, you know, today we have used the preserved truffle. It's both are really great. Remember, if it's fresh, you know, don't add it too much, otherwise, you know, it's too strong in flavor. Fantastic. You give a little bit of space, and then I will pour the sauce, and then you mix all together.
Absolutely, understood.
Fantastic. Look at this.
Ooh, Roberta. Ooh, Roberta. Oh, it does smell nice. Ooh.
What did you say?
What?
What did you say before?
I just know that it's tempting. It smells wonderful. The truffle in the air, huh? Mamma mia, as you say.
Mamma mia is really... And now I'm going to pour more and more. So I want it to cover. You can mix, and then I'm going to give you more sauce. Bravo, mix all together. Bravissimo, go for it.
This feels deviant in a good way. Oh, you're getting me all cheesy, Chef.
So now, Finn, let's release the devil.
Goodness gracious. Go on then, Roberta.
Let me pour more and more.
Oh. Goodness gracious. The devil's out in force today.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. Yes, Finn. So it's really nice and creamy. Bravissimo. Yeah. Mix well, so all the pasta is coated with the cheese. And
I don't think there's any chance that the pasta's not going to be coated with cheese.
Well, that's what we want today.
It's like a cheesy reservoir.
I think I
smells better than a reservoir.
I can smell the truffle as well, which is amazing. And
surely that's enough, Roberta.
Yeah, well, you know we love it when it's really nice and creamy. You want to
have a little taste?
Of course you can. I'm sure it tastes already really nice. We just need to finish off in the oven. What we're gonna do before we put it in the oven, we wanted to create a really nice crust on top.
Yeah.
So what you can use, I normally use both. So Parmesan cheese and some breadcrumbs. It's just to give you, you know, the nice crunch.
Texture.
Bravissimo. So you can go for a bit more cheese.
And this is going to turn into a lovely Parmesan crust when it bakes, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Just in case we didn't have enough cheese today, guys.
Just in case, guys, you literally haven't got enough cheese, I'm going to spread all the breadcrumbs on top, and then just a little bit of more Parmesan, because we love it. You know what I say about the Parmesan?
What do you say, Roberta?
It's my best friend.
Oh, I thought I was.
It's my best, unless I'm eating anything with seafood, then I will avoid, you know how fussy we are about this. Just a tiny little bit more, because Parmesan is never enough. And now that we are ready, we are going to bake for
20-25 minutes?
Exactly, about 200 degrees.
200 degrees.
So I have already preheated the oven, so it's really a matter of 20 minutes and we are ready to taste it.
20 minutes to send to heaven.
Finn.
It's ready.
It's ready. I mean, we can smell it in the kitchen, it's amazing. We are ready to eat.
Let's eat, mangiamo.
Let's plate. And as you can see, can you hear the crust?
I can hear it, I can smell it, I just want to eat it.
It's the moment. I mean, let's go.
Squelch.
Let's go for a small portion, like, let's be good.
Is that small, Robs?
Well.
I'm very happy, but ooh, it's tempting.
And, well, there is something that I wanted to add, as you know, and just to keep it a little bit more Italian. So, what I'm gonna do is nice and creamy. It's really nice and creamy. You can tell how much cheese we have added. What I'm gonna do, my love, I'm going to shave just a little bit of truffle, just to give that
Fantastic.
lush
Intensity.
Oh my God, it's so good. And that's amazing. That's really. Should we try?
Let's eat.
Yes, let's eat.
Should we move this out the way so we've got
Yes,
somewhere
we're
to
just
devour our
gonna move to this side, and then look at this, Finn.
Ooh, Roberta.
Yeah, let's go.
Where to start?
I think.
Aggressively.
Yes.
I want some crunchy
Yeah, me too.
morsels, you know. That is delicious.
It's really, really amazing.
It's the perfect balance of salty, almost sweet, as you said, from the English cheeses, and then the truffle.
And
so heady.
Yeah, and the mustard, you know, is not so strong. I thought I would get that, you know, intense flavor, which is not really for me, but it's perfect. I mean, we keep eating.
I could eat that. I could eat this for England, as we say.
It's really, really good. But let me say something.
Oh, tell me.
I got some fire questioning for you.
Some quick fire questions.
Quick
for
fire.
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Let's have it.
Florence or Venice?
Florence.
Oh. Parmesan or pecorino?
This one's easy. Parmesan, 100 times. Oh, the king of cheeses.
Coast or mountains?
Coast. Amalfi, preferably.
Oh, that's beautiful. And what about Barolo or Chianti?
I'll happily drink either, but let's go Barolo. As you know.
Last.
But not least.
Tiramisu or gelato?
Gelato, pistachio gelato.
Oh,
It's my
nice,
favourite in the world.
pistachio. Really, really nice. I would probably go for tiramisu, but
Of
you know,
course you would. You
it's,
make a delicious tiramisu.
Thank you so. And this is just amazing.
You need to take this away from me in a second. I'm going to end up having the whole tray.
Guys, it is delicious. Well done, my dear.
Grazie.
And thank you for sharing the recipe and your secret.
Thank you for having me.
Grazie mille, ragazzi.
Grazie, ciao.
Ciao ragazzi, alla prossima.